Hello, this is Shaun Nordlie, Community Manager here at Hemlock Farms. I'm going to start this week with some bridge work that we did down on Canoe Brook at Lower Hemlock Dam. We closed that on Tuesday, and just want to clarify a few things for everybody as to what was going on there. Our engineers that we hired to and approved this past fall to do alternate analysis on all four dams were doing the work, and it was geophysics that they were doing, and that's electrical resistivity and seismic geophysics, two different types, and that is to provide us with the general information about the composition of the dam embankments, including water levels, seepage, soil, and rock types and quality, and depth to bedrock. And it's to detect also any voids or weak areas in the dam. So I just wanted to clarify what was going on there. I know they've been all around the community doing survey work and geophysics, and I know there were some questions as to what exactly they were doing there. But it's what we contracted them to do to get us to alternate analysis on all four dams, and that's just part of the process there. So geophysics for that. So just so you know that. I want to give a couple of updates on the water company here, some stuff from last week, and just kind of reiterate a few things from that I said last week. So in my video last week, talked about the water company and the notices of violations that we were made aware of on January 11th. That's when DEP came on property, okay? So when they came out on that day, they talked about violations where we had low residual pumping low residual water into the water system for more than 4 hours, okay? So with that, that's low residual is low chlorine, okay? So we wanted to show the test results because we are required by DEP to do a weekly sample of coliform and chlorine. And we do those every week and we submit those, and those are the tests that we put out on the website as of Wednesday of this week, and that's for 2022 and 2023. We put those out first because we wanted to make sure that everybody understood that we were testing for chlorine levels every week, and those are all out there, and out of all of those tests for both 22 and 23, there is not a test that is outside of that range that is acceptable by DEP. Yep. As far as coliform, we want that absent in every sample, and that is absent in every sample in 2022 and 2023. So, but the priority was to get those out just to show that chlorine levels in these tests were at acceptable range based on the notices of violation that we received. So that's why those were the priority, and that's why those are out. We do many tests throughout the year. We have a schedule from DEP of the tests that we have to take and when those tests need to be submitted. So we have further results, and we're working to get those on. We will add these to the website as we get those prepared in the next couple weeks, but that's the reason why we just did those two, because of the priority of that based on the notices of violation that we were told about from DEP on January 11th. I also want to talk again about those violations and what DEP has told us. We do not know how many violations we have, okay? And I do not know the dates of those. We just know that there were multiple violations, and they took the data for the whole year, 2023, so they're looking at that. And hopefully soon we'll have an idea of when and what violations we have, but at this time we still do not know the dates or the amount of violations that we do have. I also want to talk about the DEP website and the violations that are listed on that website for Hemlock Farms. On October 18th of 2023, we have 9 violations. These are SOC violations, and SOC stands for Synthetic Organic Chemicals. And these are carbon-based compounds of man-made origin that can get into the water through runoff of croplands and discharge from factories, okay? We're required to do certain testing throughout the year, depending on the year. So SOCs were due, these SOCs were due by October of this year to get these in. These samples were all taken and were all submitted. Unfortunately, they were late, and that's the reason that we have these notices of violation. For all of these samples, these 9 violations, there was no issue with the sample itself. It was in the acceptable range, but unfortunately they were turned in late. So that is the reason for those. But I just want to clarify that to everybody also. I also want to touch on the annual drinking water quality report. This is a report that we have to do annually, and we put this on the website, and we send this with the annual report that is given out for the annual meeting in July of every year. The 2022 report is on the website. It's on the water company webpage, along with those other samples that I spoke about earlier. So if you go to member services, then water company, and then it's right there on that page, so there's a link to it. We do this every year, and it goes through all of the monitoring that was required for that year and the results of that. So that's another report that's out there that you can see. So, and again, I just want to make sure everybody understands that the chlorine and the coliform are out there. They're on the website, same web page on the water company web page. But we will continue to work on getting more of those out there for everybody. So I also want to remind everybody that board meeting is this Saturday, 8:30 start. That's at the conference center and on Zoom. So you can check it out either way there. That's all I have for this week. Everybody have a good weekend. Let's take it over to Nicole now to go over recreation events.
Thanks, Shaun. Hey everybody, Nicole Pernesti here, your Assistant Recreation Director here at Hemlock. Today we have a few announcements, updates, and reminders, and we're going to start with boats. So for those of you that are currently renting a space, a dock, or a hitching post, you should have received your renewal letters already. If you do have any questions on that, feel free to reach out to me directly. But you do have until March 15th for your renewals, and then at that point we'll be able to compile a list of what's left and available for anybody that wants an additional space or anyone new that would like to take a space. Boat Day will be April 13th this year, and it is going to be in person at the administration office. And just a reminder about our ice skating rink over near the conference center and the Orchard House. We have, right now there's a red flag up, which means no ice skating. With the warm weather that we had, it's just not safe right now. It actually looks like a bit of a pond or a lake instead of an ice skating rink. But when the weather allows, we will put the green flag up, and then that's how you'll know. And we will be posting that and sharing on social media and our website as well, so you'll know if it's red flag or green flag. And another winter activity reminder for those of you that like to ski, we do have the 15% off regularly priced lift tickets. The code for that is 2024 H Farms, and that's for Ski Big Bear. Okay, so let's talk events. Tonight at the Steer Barn, we have Disney Trivia. Doors open at 6:30 for that, and it's $5 per person, BYOB. And then next weekend, Saturday, February 3rd, is our winter social. That's going to be held outside near the Orchard House. Weather pending, we'll do ice skating if we have that green flag. We're going to have a bonfire, marshmallows, music, and it'll just be a nice gathering, get to know your neighbors, hang out a little bit, have a good time. That's going to be from 5 to 8 p.m. on February 3rd. And then February 10th, we are doing an indoor cornhole tournament at the Steer Barn. You can register in person there that day around 12:30. I believe we're going to get started around 1. And Wallenpaupack Pack Brewing Company is going to be there with cans of beer for sale. So they have 4 or 5 different kinds they're going to have. I believe it's $5 a can. So definitely you're going to want to be there for that one. Back to you, Shaun.
All right, thank you, Nicole. Appreciate that. Everybody have a good weekend. Thank you very much.